Welcome to June. Welcome to June. It's Colette Baron-Reid, and this is the Universal Energy Forecast for this month. It's kind of like a psychic weather report as to what is going on in the collective. What are we being influenced by? What can we expect? And ways in which we can manage for the highest good our energies, and basically what kind of frequency are we putting out into the world? So I'm going to use Wisdom of the Oracle. I'm just started teaching my certified intuitive coach program, and then we're segueing into Oracle school right after that. This is the main event. This particular Oracle card deck, Wisdom of the Oracle, is the one I teach with. So why not use it this month? Okay, so let's talk about, I'm doing a 15 card spread. The first 3 cards are giving us the foundation of what's going on this month. So I'm just going to start there. I change it up every month just because I feel like it sometimes and because it feels like it's the right thing to do. So this is really interesting. So you've got the center card here is between worlds, and it's in the protection position, which means that it's in the placement where we need to take extra care. And the fact that it's in the between worlds card, which really, it's kind of like the question we ask, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And the answer is no. so that kind of need, we want to speed up. We want things to be, quicker. We're in Gemini season where we want to talk and share our ideas. And there's a lot of different energy right now, which is actually quite nice. But we're not going as fast as we'd like. There's still the same kind of chaos and disruption and whatever. But you know what? It becomes, eventually, it just becomes what we expect. So, there is, the changes are so rapid and they keep going on and on. But now it's, what's so great about that is we become more used to that. So now I'm thinking that's what it's saying too. It's like, you know what? There's a lot that needs to change anyway, but we haven't arrived at the place where we feel that, oh, this is so much better, or this is good. It's still, everything is still in process. And so the message here is to determine your own certainty for yourself about what makes you feel good. Sorry about this. What makes you feel alive this month? What ideas do you have about things? Talking to your friends is really there. What are you learning? So again, being in the process of something is what you need to focus on for this next month, not arriving at any specific destination. So I think that's the biggest lesson here. It's so funny. Every time I'm on camera, my nose itches. I don't know if that ever happens to you. Anyhow, okay. So what is flanking this subject, this main theme of June? Happy is on one side, which is all about, celebrating and allowing yourself to be happy in spite of all the crazy. And on the other side, mending, which is opportunities to actually say, what is in my power to heal, to fix? Can I give an olive branch to somebody? Can I reach across the aisle to somebody who doesn't think like me, or somebody maybe from my past and I have not, always gotten along? Let's find a way to meet that middle ground again with them. So these are really good opportunities if that's something that you need. That there's a lot of support this month for this kind of thing, healing, and when I say healing, it's like making amends, letting go old resentments, that kind of thing. It's so much lighter is what this is saying. Like, you have an opportunity, take it if it's available. So that's the main themes. And to remember to be happy. Your happiness is not determined by the outer world behaving. It's a very, very important thing to remember. You don't need everything else to be how you want it, exactly perfect. You can still find happiness and joy and connection with other people, etc. Even though you're in that, are we there yet mode. So where are we heading naturally? So this, I'm going to lay out all the other cards, because that's how it works. I go around this way. Here we go. There we go. This is definitely, so it's a mixed bag, that's for sure. Okay. it's like part of us wants to really go, yay, and the other part of us like, not so fast. Okay. So as we're heading forward, we're realizing that we get a chance to renew our vows for a nice solid foundation. So you've got the round and round card, which is a spiral. So around we go, and then we get to go around again. And we might find ourselves at the same point. Let's say you're a level 1, now you're level 5 in the same exact point, but you've learned all this stuff between then and now. So you can look and say, wow, this is so far, I've come so far, this is amazing. I don't have to repeat the past. I know I'm having an opportunity to do things differently now. And I can really trust that the foundation I am laying is now making sense to me. The yin card is to be careful not to be passive and don't give your power away to others. Part of this is, I think, too, is about how we're influenced by media, for example, where we are being told a certain thing over and over again. And that, I think, we give that to the algorithm. They see us, choose a few things to focus on, and then boom, that's all we see. So very cautious this month as well. What are you taking in? And now it's like saying, okay, make up your own mind. That's part of this opportunity for a solid foundation. And the yin card is about, don't be passive. Don't be a passive consumer, right? Be an active participant in life and think for yourself. Think and act for yourself. Now, what's the nature of our obstacle this June, if any, right? So yes, there is an obstacle. And the obstacle is taking life too personally or seeing things. An example, for example, when the stock market went up and down like a crazy thing. And right when it goes down, we think, oh my God, I've lost all these things. And then all of a sudden it goes up later and it's like, oh, it's back. So in that moment, the freeze frame that we think life is doomed, in that little square there, well, it isn't. So it's going to pass. So that's what we have to remember, is that this too shall pass, whatever it is. So don't allow your life to get suction cupped at the end of your nose. This is for all of us right now. We have an opportunity to be reborn. You have the regeneration card beside it. So observer and protection is like, sometimes we can only see by the end of our nose, only our tiny little life, and we don't recognize that there's a bigger picture. Really important. The other thing is Treasure Island is in the protection position. So the obstacle can also be about financial insecurity that we may have, that we allow, again, external things like, oh, this is happening now, that means it's going to be that way forever, and then feeling like we need to scramble or overwork or do something to make up for it, but you really don't. So it's really important to remember that the values that we have are going to be up for us to take a look at and to talk to other people about it, learn about shared values. We have the Treasure Island in the protection position, which is fear. It's fear-based. It's not real. And remember, I think I say this to my intuitive coaches. We talk about your mess is your message. And I got that from Tony Robbins. And that's also part of it. It's like, wait a sec, we have so much to learn from perceived failures when they're not failures at all. It's not predicting failure. The obstacle is how you perceive things, your perception of things. And we think that, oh, this is always going to feel like this, and it won't. The card that really stands out for me in the terms of the obstacle, how do we overcome the obstacle, is to trust in new life, and a life being able to come back again, the regeneration card. So whatever was lost, whatever needs to rise up out of its own ashes is going to do that. So there's no question here. Whatever appears temporarily to be lost or appears temporarily to be blocked is temporary, and it will renew. It will renew. Now, the hidden things that are going on that we can't see, that have already been going on. And now this is collective, right? This is something that's been going on, that's going on under the scenes or under the ground. We don't see it, right? This is spirit acting in our behalf. And it's wonderful because it's serendipity. It's time for a nap, which means we don't have to do all the work, right? Serendipity is positive opportunities that are being lined up in your favor by spirit. We don't see that. That's going on under the ground, right? So we don't know that because we don't see it, we think it's not happening. But in fact, I always say the universe puts these things together for us, and then all of a sudden they show up in our lives and we're like, whoa, how did that happen? Because it's been brewing, right? We've actually called some things into being that aren't there yet, but that doesn't mean that they're not somehow coalescing in the realm of spirit before they show up in form. So this is a month also for us to just trust that. The fork in the road is in the protection position, which is don't be insecure. Basically, it's warning against being insecure around your partnership with spirit. That it's not like it's only on tap once in a while, or maybe you run out of miracles. That's not true. This is about trusting that you don't always see what's going on in the invisible realms before something actually happens. You don't know. Sometimes you just look at it and so you can't see it, but it doesn't mean it's not there for you. Now, the other gifts from the divine, I love this one because TikTok says you got all the time in the world. So if you can be flexible, the flexible card is there, then you will recognize that your timetable is not the timetable of the divines, and that's okay. Sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. That timetable's got to be thrown out. You have all the time in the world. We all do. There's so many things going on that we don't know, we can't see, because we just don't have the capacity to know everything that's happening everywhere in the world at the same time. We just don't. And there's so much rapid change that, again, it takes a minute for us to actually acknowledge it, see it, and integrate it. And this is giving us some aid for that. So there's an energy that's helping us. No place like home is there. So where are you comfortable? It's a reminder as well, too, because these are the gifts from the divine. You have that sense of home. Be at home and be at peace with the divine, with God, with spirit, with whatever you call your higher power. I don't really care what you name it. The main thing is to know that there is a greater intelligence than you and I. And that intelligence is behind so many things that, we tend to label things that we don't like as good or bad, for example. And if we like it, we're like, oh, that's good. But, these things just are. And part of this evolutionary time that we're in, especially this month too, is letting yourself be a little bit freer, a little less rigid around your expectations too. So I personally think this is a much lighter month than we've had in a while, and again, it doesn't feel as heavy at all energetically. It feels like there's lots of, and my guides have been telling me the same thing. So I don't talk a lot about my guides because I don't rely on them for information, but I get downloads pretty frequently these days from that. I had written about my chorus. They're like a chorus of voices, and every time I meditate now, they're just kind of in there, which is all about being patient and sticking to, being really clear about my values, your values, talking about our values, and being and the freedom to express those values, and trusting that those things will be revealed in ways that are better than what we could have thought. So not to judge the outer world, the temporary outer world that may be in or out of alignment with what we see as becoming permanent. Nothing is permanent, and so much is in flux right now. So this month is a great month for you to practice that. Be flexible, resilient, and know that you can have a little bit of fun this month. Also, this is also called for. Go out and see your friends, and it's a great month to learn new things too. I mean, Gemini season is always like that, but this month particularly, I think it's a nice reprieve. So when we hit into July, it's a little more sensitive, which typically is a Cancerian time. But right now there's a sense of freedom that feels very good. So take it and remember, everything is changing so quickly. Nothing's permanent. And what needs to be certain for you is not about the outer world. It's the certainty that you have in your relationship to spirit. Communicate with spirit. Don't be afraid to talk to spirit. Don't be afraid to talk to your guides. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to be open and learn new things. This is the month to do it. It's a month to start a new kind of sense of learning. Educate yourself about things. Also, get out of the echo chamber. Don't just hang around people saying the same thing to you, or groups online that are just saying the same thing and the same thing. You don't hear anybody else's opinions. That's unhealthy. Listen to other people. Like, get some diversity in your, using that term, meaning like different types of people to hang out with and things. Like, don't be stuck in a rut is really also the message here. All right, everybody, love you tons. See you in July. Actually, check out the Astro Oracle video that I did with Debbie Frank. It's very good. Again, this is a month. Lighten up a little bit. We all deserve a reprieve, right? A little bit of a reprieve. Talk to you soon. Take care.